What's up, guys? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 10, episode 4. Let's jump right into it because we actually start off exactly where we left off, and that is with Yandee talking to Infinity about everything that has been going on with their family. So, as we already know in the last episode, we have learned that Infinity, she made, a big fuss on social media because Mcdeisies posted a picture that was like, oh, I love that all my family is surrounding me or whatever, and it was for the holidays. Honestly, all of this is so unnecessary because to me, his post was just him being around his family for the holidays after being in jail for like 4 years. Like, little girl, you sit up here getting worked up for nothing. So then Yandy actually opened up a can of worms saying how, no, not Trinity, I keep wanting to call her that, no, Infinity, you're trying to make it seem like Mcdeisies and me are, treating you so bad, when really the problem is the fact that you let somebody who you are dating get in your head and get in your ear, and you tried to go against us. Now, I will say this, I absolutely stand with Yandee when she told her, I want you to stop dating this person. Now, Infinity, you decided that you wanted to be grown, you wanted to date whoever you wanted to date, therefore you have to face those repercussions. You can't be mad because Yandy does not want you in her household any longer. Like, you cannot be mad at that, because that is one thing about when I think back on being around 17, 18 years old, and I feel like most of us kind of went through this. We went through a phase of, I just want to be grown and I just want to do what I want to do. I don't want any repercussions and I don't want to be held accountable for anything. And that's what I feel like that's what's happening with Infinity. She does not want to be held accountable for anything that she's doing, because in this episode, her main response was how, you shouldn't have tried to throw me to the wolves, and that just because she made a mistake, why should she be treated badly? But it's like, it's not that you're being treated badly, it's just that there are repercussions for your actions, sweetheart. You can't be mad at that. That's just how the cards play out. Now, as much as Yandy definitely gets on my nerves, just because sometimes I feel like she be doing a lot, in this moment, I do understand why she's trying to drill it into Infinity. Like, hey, you're going to admit on camera that what you said about me and my husband, you were loud, you were wrong, and you're going to correct this because you have the world thinking that we treating you bad, when really that's not the case at all. Now, I cannot lie, when they first started having this conversation, one thing that I have always said, even like before, Mcdeisies even got home or whatever, is I don't understand where this little girl is going to fit in when Mcdeisies comes home. And what I meant by that is, Yandy had time to bond with her, spend some time with her, all that stuff. Mcdeisies did not. So not only is he adjusting to the world changing, because let's be honest, the world has changed since 4 years ago, or however long ago he was in jail. The world has changed. His kids are now older. Like, his oldest son is now a teenager. So he has to adjust to his kids, adjust to what home life looks like now. You have Yandy. When he went to jail, Yandy was just, parading around New York, kind of being a socialite. He gets out of jail, his wife is now an activist. He has to get used to that. And then on top of that, you have to get used to a new child who's not even a child. She's practically grown, living with y'all. So I just feel like that was a lot on his plate. And I'm not trying to justify anything. I'm just saying that is a lot for Mcdeisies to get used to. So for her to take so much offense to his post, I'm like, girl, I need for you to chill out. But one thing I will say is that I do like the fact that they did come to some type of agreement. And I do respect the fact that, Infinity, she admitted that she was wrong and how she's going to be better. She has to change. And I'm like, you know what? But that is all a part of growing up, because this has happened to many of us when we were young. We realized that we made some mistakes. We have to apologize for it and try to move forward. as far as Yandy, though, she tells her that she thinks that she should have a conversation with Mcdeisies because, all this stuff with her trying to write a book and a tell-all or whatever she was trying to do, it all stemmed under Mcdeisies' photo. So she did agree that she would meet with Mcdeisies. Now let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so now we talk to Rashida. She's having a conversation with her mom about her sister. I have never heard of Rashida having a sister because she has never mentioned her. At this point, I feel like Rashida and Kirk are grasping at straws as to ways they can stay on this show. Because the last time I did a review, the only thing they had to talk about was her kids running amok in the restaurant. Now we about to bring her sister on the show at some point so that she can get a check too. Bye, Rashida. Anyway, she talks about how basically her sister thinks that she's an ATM. She's tired of it. However, she does want them to have some type of relationship. I mean, even their moms say that, they're enablers. And I'm just like, well, y'all should have, made this grown woman who's 50-something years old stand on her own 2 feet at some point. Let's go ahead and move on because there was nothing much for me in that scene. So we actually see Erica Mina. She is going to see Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine, just for a checkup. Honestly, I did not care what they were talking about just because we already know what has happened with Erica and Safari at this point, just because everything played out on social media. So I don't really care, to be honest. And I know this sounds terrible, but I don't really care because I really question their storyline this season. So I'm going to skip right on over that. Now let me go ahead and talk about this young baby Tate girl. First of all, I thought she was going to come on here and keep everything strictly professional, all about her career. However, she introduced a whole other storyline last week, and that's where she talked about her love life and her dating this guy, Guap Dad 4000, I believe. He's trash. She need to go ahead and leave him in the dust where he is, because the way he played her to the left last week, ain't no way I would have answered the phone for him this week. Especially considering the fact that he was telling her that she was gaslighting him. And I'm just like, sir, either you were going to go to Jamaica with her or you weren't. But you decided that, I'm about to go ahead and play around and make it a part of a game. Sir, you should have just been upfront with her. Come on now. And also, when he was trying to say that, here's the thing, I don't even know what he was trying to say. I don't know if he was trying to say that he had already hit with her, or I don't know if he was trying to say that their relationship was open. I don't know where he was going when he was talking to, they were having like that group conversation. But I will say this, she has too much potential and too many good things happening in her life to be worried about somebody named Guap Daddy 4000. Like, girl, get a grip. Like, honestly, it is so crazy to me that we as women sometimes, we get so wrapped up in men who are trash and ain't worth nothing. And it's like, no, sweetheart, do not let this man hold you back from your greatness, because that is all that's about to happen. Because at the end of the day, she could have definitely gotten off that phone with him and been like, all right, I'm about to go home. I'm pissed off because he tripping out on me. But she actually didn't. She stayed there and kept rehearsing. So I need her to keep that same attitude. Alright, let's go ahead and move along because we got Rashida complaining to Kirk about her sister. However, even though her sister keeps asking her for money, she treats her like a walking ATM, she's still going to throw a birthday dinner at Frost Bistro. And they're not planning on paying for the dinner, so it's going to be on the house. That's all we got from that scene. And we're going to move ahead. So we actually see Yandee and Infinity. They are going to pull up on Mcdeisies. Now, I will say, throughout this entire scene, I was all the way on Mcdeisies' side. Him as the head of the household, he was definitely, setting some ground rules, and it is clear that he runs that house. just from the way Yandy did not have much to say. In Infinity, I feel like she took, everything that he said into consideration, and she understood where he was coming from. Because like Mcdeisies said, and how I explained earlier, this man has been in jail for 4 years. He's not worried about who's not in the picture. He's more concerned with the fact that he got to post a picture of his kids and him being there for the holidays. One thing that I will say, though, is that I really feel like Yandy did not think this through when she brought Infinity into the family. And what I mean by this is, since Mcdeisies was away for 4 years, I don't understand how you got so bored that you said, let me just go ahead and adopt this little girl. Well, she ain't even a little girl because she was a teenager by then. Who cares how she's going to actually fall into place with the family? Because at the end of the day, Mcdeisies coming home to a whole nother child, and like he don't know her like that, especially with him saying how he has trust issues, and hell, we already know that Infinity has her issues. Like, this could have been really bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mcdeisies and her could have really not gotten along, and it's like, Yandy, what the hell were you going to do? Like, I just feel like her bringing Infinity, into the family, that should have been a situation that was between her and Mcdeisies when he was out of jail. Not when he was in prison, because I feel like there's always going to be some type of something, that is like a blockage of him and Infinity. Because like I've been saying, he don't know her like that. And I feel like she don't know him like that. So the only thing that's really holding this together is Yandy. So, they finally come to like an agreement. And what's her name? Infinity, she wants to come by the house. So Mcdeisies agrees that she can come by. He didn't say she could stay there, but he said that she could come by and she can come see the kids. And I was like, okay, well, that's a start. Now let's go ahead and move on. Alright, now let's go ahead and hop on over to young baby Tate. So she's having this photo shoot for Up Rocks magazine. And like I keep saying, baby girl's career is on the rise. Her video for I Am, it has reached 1 million views. However, she's still focused on this Guap Dad 4000 guy. So she ends up meeting him at this place called Happy Ice or whatever. And when she sees him, like, he walks in and he doesn't even address her at all, because she was like, hi, and he just looked at her and then continued to place his order. Like, girl, why are you volunteering to be disrespected on national TV? I don't understand, young baby Tate. I'm not understanding why you keep allowing this man to treat you like garbage, because that's exactly what he's doing. Okay, so after he gets his ice cream or whatever, they walk and have this conversation, and she is like basically trying to figure out what went wrong the other night. Here's the thing, he's not going to take accountability for anything that he has done, because according to him, she was gaslighting. And he feels like she was just completely out of control. Now, I don't know if there was another scene that happened that we don't know about, because he's acting like she was completely belligerent. You would think that she was saying things that was completely out of line, but that is not what we got. Like, are we watching the same show here? And the fact that he tells her that he likes her, he likes making music with her, he likes sleeping with her, he likes doing everything else but date her. According to him, they should just go ahead and keep it at that. So, girl, you are cool enough to make music with, you cool enough to hang out with, you're cool enough to have sex with, but he's not going to date you. Girl, throw him in the garbage can where he belongs. Because I am so sick of hearing these stories of young women settling for a fake, it's not even a relationship. These situationships to where you giving this dude all parts of you, He want to make money with you. He want to make music with you. He want to hang out with you, taking up your time. He want to do all this stuff with you, but he can't claim you. He can't actually date you. He doesn't want to be your boyfriend. There has to be no titles. Move along. Because all he doing is holding you up, and he's wasting your time. Now let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so now we have Yandy and Mcdeisies. They're at their house. The kids are all around running amok. And oh my gosh, when I saw little Mcdeisies, I was like, oh my gosh, he's so big now. Because you guys remember, when we first met Mcdeisies, little Mcdeisies was so little. Like, he was like the size of Yandy's kids. But now he's like almost grown. It's crazy. But anyways, so Yandee kept it as a surprise that Infinity was going to come, and when she showed up, the kids were so happy that she was there. And she's just talking to the kids, and at one point they were like asking her, like, how long is she going to be there, because usually at this point, because she should be away for college now, she's only coming by for the holidays. So the kids were like, oh, how long are you going to stay here or whatever? And she's like, I don't know, you guys tell me. So the kids are like yelling stuff out or whatever. And that right there, it kind of struck a nerve with Mcdeisies, because he like, hold up, swole up. We did not discuss you staying here at all. Like I said, when they were at that car wash, Mcdeisies was saying, oh yeah, you can stop by, see the kids, go back to your hotel room. Not pack a bag and come move in. So after the kids kind of step away, they're like talking to her like, oh, because a few hours ago, y'all weren't even talking. So how long do you plan on staying here? And she's like, well, I plan on staying here as long as basically y'all will have me. And I'm just like, hold on, sweetheart, because I'm sorry, I'm completely on Mcdeisi's side on this. You just said that you was going to write a tell-all book, all this stuff. You just got back into Yandy's good graces. Well, and Mcdeisi's. You're trying to move a little bit too fast here. Like, this is all happening in one day. It's a lot. So Mcdeisi's has to pull, Yandy to the side. He's like, listen, I'm just now getting my kids back. Keep in mind, he's saying my kids. I'm sorry, Infinity, you are not included when Mcdeisi's is saying this. But in all honesty, I understand where he's coming from. Because at the end of the day, Yandee sprung Infinity on him. And I'm not saying that she didn't, mention it to him, but he was in jail when Infinity first came around. So he's never going to have that connection. So he's like, listen, I'm happy to have my kids around. I finally have all of them here with me in Atlanta. Because when you think about it, we've seen Mcdeisi's baby mamas. I'm surprised that they even let these boys go to Atlanta to be with their dads. I mean, I'm very surprised. So, he's like, this is going to take a whole lot of work. And ain't no way she gonna be staying here. That's pretty much what he's saying. He's talking about, we are at step 1. She tried to jump to step 100. We ain't there yet. Now let's go ahead and move on. Because we get to Rashida and this party for her sister. And that's where I'm gonna leave that. Let's go ahead and move along. So the last scene is actually with Safari and Erica, another group of people that I don't really care about. The only thing that I have to say about this entire scene was that I'm glad that he knows that he's having a boy now. Their daughter is seriously one of the cutest kids I've seen. And that's about it. That's all I really care about. Also, the fact that Safari, he's terrible. Let's be honest here. He's just a big old goofball, especially considering his daughter fell on the floor and he laughed instead of trying to pick her up. But then again, what can I expect from somebody like Safari? That is going to be my review. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.